So welcome everyone to the class where we're going to discuss the concept of harmonic mean. So we are discussing the subject called numerical and statistical method, which is very important subject for your BCA second semester. Talking about harmonic mean. So harmonic mean basically it is defined as the reciprocal of arithmetic mean of the reciprocal of the observation. So that way we can define harmonic mean. And if you get a raw data, then the formula of harmonic mean would be, if you get a raw data probably, then your formula of harmonic mean, I'll represent harmonic mean with HM. Represent harmonic mean with HM. HM is equal to N divided by summation of 1 by Xi. So this is the way how I represent harmonic mean. So whenever we get a raw data, we use basically this formula for the for describing the concept of harmonic mean. It is basically the reciprocal of arithmetic mean of the reciprocal of the values, and that gives us the value of harmonic mean. So the concept of harmonic mean is very common whenever we define one of the very common concept or the application of harmonic mean would be probably when we do the calculation of average speed. So very common, you'll see in day-to-day real life example. If you ask me where is the application of harmonic mean, so you can find harmonic mean application very commonly in solving the problems of average speed, in solving the problems of average speed, in solving the problem of average speed. Application of harmonic mean is used. Application of harmonic mean can be applied. Okay, so can be applied. So in solving the problem of average speed, we use harmonic mean concept. I believe you remember little bit of maths and all. So you know when I say average speed, when I say average speed, so average speed is nothing but it is total distance covered. Average speed, when I say it is total distance covered, it is total distance covered by the total time taken. Total distance covered by the total time taken. Okay, this is total distance covered by total time taken. So here you can see this, the concept of average speed, total distance covered by total time taken, that we called as an average speed. So when we work on the application of average speed, in average speed, like if you get any problem saying that find the average speed, if suppose if Mohan went to school, if suppose Mohan went to school, suppose if Mohan went to school at 40 kilometer per hour, if Mohan went to school at 40 kilometer per hour and came back at 60 kilometer per hour and came back at 60 kilometer per hour. So if Mohan went to school at 40 kilometer per hour and came back at 60 kilometer per hour, find the average speed of Mohan. If I ask you find the average speed of Mohan, find the average speed of Mohan. So here you can solve this question. Here you can solve this question by using the formula called average speed is equal to total distance covered by total time taken. That way you can solve the problem, or you can apply the concept of harmonic mean. So the usual answer when the student gives for this kind of problem, they think the answer is 50 kilometer per hour. So which is wrong answer. That's why this question comes in many exams. So Mohan went to school at 40 kilometer per hour. He came back at 60 kilometer per hour. If I'm asking you what is the average speed of Mohan, so the average speed of Mohan here, it is not 50 kilometer per hour. So that you need to understand here. That part you need to be very clear here. So imagine the distance between Mohan home to Mohan school. Imagine the distance between Mohan home to Mohan school is suppose X kilometer. The distance between Mohan home to Mohan school is suppose X kilometer, and Mohan is going at maybe at 60 kilometer per hour or 40, what is given doesn't matter. He's going at went to school at 40 kilometer per hour. So Mohan went at 40 kilometer per hour. So if Mohan went at 40 kilometer per hour, so what is the time for going school? How much time it took for going school? Going school, the time for going school. What is the time for going school? That would be x by 40 hour. Okay. And what is the time for coming back from school? Time required for coming back from school. How much time he required from coming back from school. So how much time he required from coming back from school? When I say so he's coming back at 60 kilometer per hour. He's coming back at 60 kilometer per hour. So he went at 40 kilometer per hour. He's coming back at 60 kilometer per hour. So how much time you would have taken? X by 60 hour. I think everyone knows this formula, right? Distance is equal to speed into time. So distance is equal to speed into time. Everyone knows this formula. Distance is equal to speed into time. So the distance in both the case is x kilometer. You're covering the x kilometer. You went to school at 40 kilometer per hour. So the time you took was x by 40 hour, and you came back at 60 kilometer per hour. So the time you took to reach home is x by 60 hour. I hope you're understanding. Distance and speed is given. If I'm asking you the time, then what is the time? Time is equal to distance by speed. If distance is given, speed is given, and you want to find the time, then time is distance by speed. So you get the time, you will get the time of going, you get the time of coming. Okay, then what you can do, you can find the average speed. So the formula of average speed is total distance covered. The formula of average speed is total distance covered by total time taken. So the formula of average speed is total distance covered by total time taken. This is the formula of average speed. So the formula of average speed, total distance covered. You went at x, you came back at x, and time you took. Time of going was x by 40. Time of coming is x by 60. So you can write 2x. You can take here LCM. LCM would be 120. So this would be 3x plus 2x. So if you find the average speed would be 2x into 120 divided by 5x. So the average speed is 2 by 5 of 120. So the average speed, if you calculate, you'll get is 48 kilometer per hour. So this is your average speed. Your average speed would be 48 kilometers per hour. Fine. So I hope you understood this. Your average speed would be 48 kilometer per hour. You can just remember this because this kind of question very common, and the student make mistake whenever they see the application of average speed. Very common question. You'll find this question more or less any exam, any competitive exam. Are you if you are planning to write in the future after your BCA, you plan for anything, you'll find always this kind of question. I hope you heard of TCS NQT. So TCS every year conducts an exam for the recruitment where the BCA student, engineer, B fourth year student and BCA student can apply. Okay, but only thing in BCA you should have maths, mathematics. Probably plus two you should have mathematics. So if you had mathematics in plus two and then you're pursuing BCA, so you are eligible to write TCS NQT exam. I have the question paper of TCS NQT also. If you want someday, I'll discuss with you people. TCS NQT exam question paper. TCS NQT exam question paper I have. So I'll discuss or I'll make a video on that. I'll explain you. I'll send you those questions. You can watch those. You can go through my videos on that. All this TCS NQT question paper. Okay, so there all that you will find the concept. You can see TCS asks a lot of questions, statistics. You can see this question for the given data given for the given data below. This is the given data. Okay, if X is the class mark, if X is the class mark of the model class and Y is the upper limit of the median class, then what is the value of 2X plus Y? Okay, so TCS, if you this is TCS official questions. So these I've taken the screenshot from the TCS website. So these are the TCS official questions. So if you are good in statistics, you can easily do these questions. Probably for doing these questions, you should be good with statistics. If you're not good with statistics, probably then you cannot do this question. So you can understand this. A lot of question on statistics comes in PCS. This is age problem. This is age problem, profit and loss problem. Then this is a problem on what you call area and volume. This is a problem, profit and loss. Again, a statistics question. Okay, so you can understand. So if you want, I'll discuss this question with you people, the TCS statistics problem. So that way it will helpful for you. Just again statistics problem. So you cannot like put you away from statistics, guys. I hope you're understanding. You cannot put you away from statistics. Either you like or you don't like, but statistics will always be there with you people. So when like TCS now, HCL, other companies are coming up with aptitude exam. Once you're done with your BCA, if you want to get a job after BCA, only you're eligible for getting job. Right now, only there's an opening in TCS BPO sector. Those people who are BCA graduates, if you want, I'll send you the link for that. So the purpose of telling you is that be prepared. So I am showing you the future. So you need to prepare with for yourself with the future. Okay, that way it will help you a lot. Gradually tomorrow, when you go up in the ladder and when you reach the fifth or sixth semester and when you have to prepare actually for the exam, you should be very prepared. Okay, so the harmonic mean, you understood the formula, and the application of harmonic mean would be the application whenever we talk about the problems of average speed. Whenever we talk about the concept of average speed, there the application of harmonic mean comes into picture. And harmonic mean normally, when we talk about average speed normally, whenever you hear the average, you think average is like sum of data by number of data, no? So the exception would be the problems related to average speed and all. There you don't have to follow arithmetic mean, there you have to follow harmonic mean. So like you just need to remember that whenever you are covering the same distance, okay, whenever you are covering the same distance, okay, whenever you are talking about covering the same distance, suppose you cover x by 2 kilometer and then you covered x by 2 kilometer, you're covering the same distance. The speed of this is a kilometer per hour, the speed of this is b kilometer per hour. Okay, so whenever you're covering the same distance should be same. Here you covered, you went x kilometer, and you came back x kilometer. So whenever in the concept of time, speed and distance, if you are covering the same distance, if your distance is same, if your distance is same and the two speeds are given to you, okay, so here you went at a kilometer per hour and you came back at b kilometer per hour. So you know the formula, that average speed formula is total distance covered by total time taken. Otherwise, you can remember the average speed is equal to n divided by summation of 1 by xi. So if two speeds are given to you and you want to find the average speed, so if two speeds are given to you, want to find the average speed, that would be 2 divided by 1 by a plus 1 by b. If you solve this, you will get 2ab by a plus b. If you solve this, you will get 2ab by a plus b. So you remember this. This is application of average speed. So this shortcut formula you can remember whenever you get the formula of average speed. Here I asked you that Mohan went to school at 40 kilometer per hour and came back at 60 kilometer per hour. What is average speed? So 2a is 40, b is 60, divide by a plus b, 40 plus 60. This is 2 into 40 into 60 divide by 100. 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is 2 into 4 into 6. This is equal to 48 kilometer per hour. So I hope you understood this, the concept of average speed and all. So this the average speed concept we use in discussing the concept of harmonic mean. Okay, the harmonic mean based problem is very common for your BCA curriculum. So you can see the problem every year. You can see the question. So if you see this question number 9, 2016, question number 9, 2016, question number 9. So 2016, question number 9. So find the harmonic mean of the series 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Find the harmonic mean of the series 5, 10, 15, 25. Find the harmonic mean of the series 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So harmonic mean formula is n divided by summation of 1 by xi. So n is what? 5 divided by summation of 1 by xn is n. 5 divided by 1 by 5 plus 1 by 10 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 25. Okay, so this is what the harmonic mean is. 5 divided by, so find the find the LCM, find the LCM 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 25. Find the LCM. This is 5. This is 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Okay, then you can divide by 2. This is 1, comma 1, comma 3, comma 2, comma 5. Then this is 2, then 2, then 3, then 5. Then this 1, comma 1, comma 3, comma 5. Then 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 5. 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1 you can write. So the LCM would be 5 2s are 10, 10 5s are 5 2s are 10, and this is what 15 2s are 30. So 30 300. So divide by 5 divided by 1 by 300. So this is the LCM. So this would be 60 plus this would be 30 plus this is 20 plus and this is 15 plus then 300 divided by 25 ones are 50 12. So the harmonic mean of this data would be harmonic mean of this data would be 5 into 300 divided by then 60 plus 30 90 90 plus 20 110 110 plus 15 plus 12 27 137 137 equal to 1500 by 137. That is your harmonic mean. 1500 by 137. So if you want 15, so if you want 1500 by 137, 1500 by 137, 10.94891, 10.94891. That is a harmonic mean. 10.94891. That is your harmonic mean. Clear, everyone? Anyone, any doubt, any question? Okay, so you understood that. So like this, Again, in 2015, again, you can see the question. From the following data, compute the value of harmonic mean. You can see this question again. Same kind of question, 2015. You can see this question. Calculate the harmonic mean of following data. Calculate the harmonic mean of the following data. You have to calculate the harmonic mean. Okay, so number of data, what is n? N is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your n is 10. Your n is 10. Then what you need, do one thing. Find 1 by inverse of all these values. Okay, so if your x is this, if your x is 785, then 70, then simply better, it would be better if you do in Excel the same thing. So if I do the same thing in Excel, so then it will be better. Here, if you see, you can simply write the values. The values are 85, then 70, then 10, then 75, then 500, then 8, then 42, then 250, then 40, then 36. Okay, so once you get this x, find 1 by x, find 1 by x. Once you get the x, find 1 by x. You can use calculator to find 1 by x. With LCM, so it will take a lot of time. I'm not following the rule of LCM here. Simply find 1 by x using calculator. Find 1 by x using calculator. You get 1 by x, right? Then what you do the sum of 1 by x. Do the sum of 1 by x. You'll get the sum of 1 by x. What is the formula of harmonic mean? Formula of harmonic mean is n divided by sum of 1 by xi. Okay, so n is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. N is 10. Sum of xi is 0.346971. So what is your value of harmonic mean? So what is the value of harmonic mean? So your harmonic mean is actually 10 divided by this value. 28 point, your harmonic mean is 28.82085. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Okay, so I hope you understood this. So there's no point, there was no point doing it like this. So we could, in Excel, I could have done it very fast because LCM concept will not work here. So again, you can see this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can find like that way. Yeah. So if you get a class interval with frequency, if you get a class, so you know the value of harmonic mean, you know the value of harmonic mean when you have a raw data. So harmonic mean calculation, if I ask you, if you have a raw data, you know the formula for harmonic mean, you know the formula that harmonic mean is equal to n divided by summation of 1 by xi. That is the harmonic mean calculation if you have raw data. Similarly, a harmonic mean calculation, if I'm talking about, if similarly I'm talking harmonic mean calculation, if you have class interval with frequency, 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 so harmonic mean calculation, if you have class interval with frequency, then the formula of harmonic mean is n divided by, here n means sum of f. You better write sum of f divided by summation of fi by xi. This is the formula we follow. If I give you class interval with frequency with the calculation of harmonic mean, we use this formula. Okay, so you see this calculations of harmonic mean. If I give you class interval with frequency, imagine this is the question. Find the harmonic mean. So imagine if I give you class interval with frequency, something like this. So here you can see your x, you can see your f, x is 2 and f is 2, then x is 4, f is 3, then x is 8, f is 3, then x is 16, f is 2, then f by x. So f by x, this is 2 by 2 means 1, then 3 by 4 means 0.75, then 3 by 8, 0.375, then 2 by 16 is equal to 0.125. So you can find some sum of f by x, that is 1, then 0.75, then 0.375, and then 0.125. Thus, 1 carry, then 12, 14, 15, 1 carry, 12, 2.25, 2.25, 2 point, this 2.1, and the sum of frequency is 10. So the sum of frequency is 10, sum of f by x is 2.25. 2.25, what I can write, 2.25 is 2, 1 by 4. I can write as 9 by 4 also. Okay, so what is the value? Harmonic mean. So the harmonic mean is sum of f divided by summation of fi by xi. So the value of harmonic mean is 10 divided by sum of f by xi. This is 9 by 4. So this is 40 by 9. So this is harmonic mean. 40 by 9 means what? 4.44. You can remember 40 by 9. So that's a recurring decimal. This would be the value of harmonic. Clear, everyone? So you can find the harmonic mean like this way. So this, if you get a question like this, class interval and frequency, you can easily find the harmonic mean like this way. Anyone, any doubt? Now, remember that in case of harmonic mean, this is a formula of combined harmonic mean. So this is the formula when we talk about combined harmonic mean. Suppose if you have two set of data, so two set of data having observation n1 and n2 observation and having harmonic mean h1 and h2, then combined harmonic mean is n1 plus n2 divided by n1 by h1 plus n2 by h2. You can remember this. Okay, remember this. So if you have two set of data, imagine you have two set of data. You have two set of data. Like, so suppose you have combined harmonic mean formula. So you know combined arithmetic mean, right? You already I have taught you combined arithmetic mean. So I told you already the combined arithmetic mean that we represent with this symbol, and the formula of combined arithmetic mean, that is called combined mean. Okay, the other name of combined arithmetic mean is combined mean. I have taught you combined mean. So when we talk about combined mean, the formula of that was n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2. This was the formula of combined arithmetic mean or combined mean. Similarly, if I talk about combined harmonic mean, if I talk about combined harmonic mean, if I talk about combined harmonic mean, so suppose you have two set of data. So suppose combined harmonic mean, as such there's no symbol for that. Suppose, so HMC something I'm writing, combined harmonic mean. So as such there's no symbol for that. So suppose you have two set of data having n1 and n2 observation, and the harmonic mean of first set of data is h1, and the harmonic mean of second set of data is h2. Then the formula of combined harmonic mean is n1 plus n2 divided by n1 by h1 plus n2 by h2. So this is the formula of combined harmonic mean. This is the problem of combined harmonic mean. Remember this. Ask me if anyone have any doubt. Similarly, if I talk about combined geometric mean, similarly, if I talk about combined geometric mean, if I talk about geometric mean, combined geometric mean, so combined geometric mean, suppose I'm representing with this symbol, so combined geometric mean, the formula for the combined geometric mean would be log of combined geometric mean is equal to n1 log g1 plus n2 log g2 divided by n1 plus n2. Remember the formula of combined geometric mean. So you can say combined geometric mean is equal to nt log of n1 log g1 plus n2 log g2 divided by n1 plus n2. With this, you will get the combined geometric mean. So remember the formulas, and all. In case if you get any question where you'll get a combined set of data with regard to arithmetic mean, geometric mean, or harmonic mean, So you can just remember this, the relation between combined geometric mean, combined arithmetic mean, combined harmonic mean. So you should know their relations. Okay. So remember the relation. Always remember the arithmetic mean of n data is greater than or equal to geometric mean of n data is greater than or equal to harmonic mean of n data, where the square of geometric mean that will be equal to arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. So we use this concept to solve the problems of inequalities. So whenever we have the problems on inequalities, we basically use this concept to solve the problems on inequalities. Okay, so we use this concept whenever we will see the problems of inequalities. I'll show you maxima minima problem in inequality. So inequalities, maxima minima problem. One minute. Inequalities, maxima minima problem. If you see, so we'll solve this logic only to solve those questions. You can see for a positive real number ABC, if A plus B plus C is 15, what is the maximum value of ABC? So for the positive real number ABC, you have positive real numbers ABC, we have positive real numbers, we have ABC, all are greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that is given because the positive real number. Okay, and then if A plus B, now it is given that if A plus B plus C, that is given to you 15. Okay, so find the maximum value of ABC. So if I ask you find the maximum value of ABC, what would be the maximum value of ABC? So if you are getting this question, then you can use the same concept. You know that arithmetic mean of n observation. Okay, you know that arithmetic mean of n observation, if n is not equal, that will be greater than geometric mean of n observation. You know that, then you know that that would be greater than geometric mean of n observation. Correct? You know this part. Okay, so three arithmetic mean of A, B, and C, that would be A plus B plus C by 3. So you know that arithmetic mean of A, B, and C, that will be greater than the geometric mean of A, B, and C. I hope you know that very well. Just now I told you. So A plus B plus C is 15. So 15 divided by 3, that will be greater than cube root of ABC. I hope you're understanding. So I can say that cube root of ABC is less than 5. Okay, so ABC is less than 5 cube. So means ABC would be less than 125. So what is the maximum value of ABC? That would be 125. So we use the concept what I told you, that whenever we have arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean, so we use this relationship. So the same relationship is used to solve the question. The arithmetic mean of n observation is greater than or equal to geometric mean of n observation, and that is greater than or equal to harmonic mean of n observation. So the same thing, you can solve the problems of maxima, minima, if you're getting any problems of maxima and minima. So the ABC, the maximum value of ABC would be 125. Very simple. Okay, similarly, if for a positive real value x and y, if xy is 25, find the minimum value of x plus y. So the same way, so the minimum value of x and y, so x plus y by 2, that will be greater than or equal to whatever you can say. So that would be greater than or equal to, you can put here, you can greater than or equal to, so xy, square root of xy, geometric mean, arithmetic mean of x and y, that will be greater than or equal to the geometric mean of x and y. So here x plus y by 2, so it is given xy is 25, xy is 25 to the power 1 by 2. So x plus y by 2 is greater than equal to 5. You know the square root of 25. So I can say x plus y is greater than or equal to 10. So the minimum value, so minimum value of x plus y, the minimum value of x plus y, that would be 10. If xy equal to 25, then minimum value of x plus y would be 10. And here if a plus b plus c is 15, then the minimum value, then the minimum, sorry, maximum value, right? Then the maximum value, then the maximum value of abc, maximum value of abc is 125. Clear? Anyone have any doubt, any question anyone want to ask? So whatever questions can be possible from the concept of arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean we discussed, like 4, 6, and 10. If I want harmonic mean, the harmonic mean would be 3 divided by 1 by 4 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 10. So that will give me the harmonic mean. With this question also we discussed the relation between arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean and all. We discussed combined arithmetic mean, combined geometric mean, combined harmonic mean also. Okay, so we discussed their formulas and all. If you get any numericals on that, you can easily solve them. Anyone, any doubt, anything? So we'll do this much in today's class. Ask me if you have any doubt. Every year, one 2 marks question comes on combined harmonic mean. Every year, you can see 1 2 marks question is coming on combined harmonic mean. You can see that always easy only. You know the formula. So if you get a question, you can easily solve them to get the answer. Any confusion, any doubt, guys? Okay, fine. So this much from the today class. We'll continue discussion tomorrow. So till then, take care of yourself. See you all tomorrow.